Hey everybody, welcome back. In this video, we'll do parts 32 to 46 of Fanhome's Millennium Falcon. Now, typically, we do it stage at a time. They had part 32 on back order, and you can't really go ahead. So for 3 months, I've been getting the rest of the parts, and I can't really do anything. So instead of doing like I usually do, parts at a time, the video is going to be hours long. We're going to break it down and do a box at a time. So I've got 3 boxes, each with 5 parts, and we'll go through, as always, and do each box, do it that way. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so usual disclaimers. Fanhome does send this to me every month free of charge, so thank you, Fanhome. And if you want to subscribe to this and build yourself, I will put a link below. Now, time of filming this in the past few months is not being available, but it's kind of sporadic how they kind of release these things. So depending on when you watch this video, hit that link, and you might get lucky and it might be back available. I'm not really sure what the status is, but as I mentioned, we're going to start. We're going to do a box at a time, and we're going to start with 32 to 36. Now, I did get this free gift. I'm not sure if we talked about this last month, or if I mentioned it already. I'm not sure which part it came with, to be honest with you, but it's a die-cast Millennium Falcon here in a box. You can kind of see the size. Now, I will be giving this away on my channel. I don't necessarily want or need this, so this will be a free giveaway. So please, if you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button, and at some point, later this year, we'll do a giveaway, and I'll send it to somebody, one of my subscribers. So that's the last free gift I think we had. Now we've had a hat, we've had some, I can't even remember now. We've had quite a mug, various other things, and this is the last of the free gifts, I believe. All right, so what we're going to do is we have 32 to 36, and I'm just going to quickly go through the bags and kind of show you what parts we have in each. So this is 32, a couple of plastic panels. Now, as I mentioned before, I've gone ahead and started putting the panels on. There's no reason why you can't. So as far as I know, so you can go ahead and just get these panels, just attach them. You don't need to wait till till they tell you later on. A little bit more framing in there. So that's 32. That was a back order one. So if you're like me in the US, you might be waiting on this one for a while. So what they've been doing is been sending out the boxes still, but just about 32, and now they have it. They include it with my later editions. 33, we have again a little bit of plastic trim there, and a couple of pieces of white metal framing. So you see, most of this is really just building that giant like disc, white metal frame with plastic panels. Basically, is what most of this build is, to be honest with you. Then some interior, obviously, and some lighting. 34, again, pretty much the same. Got lots of little tiny pieces there, like detail pieces, lots of some screws, and again, panel and white metal. 35, larger panel, and again, a couple of pieces of framing. And finally, 36, we're getting even larger now. Larger piece, and you can see there some kind of weathering they've kind of done. Again, when we're done with once the thing's built, we'll paint the whole thing, airbrush it, and make it look nicer. But you got some simulated battle damage on there, I guess. What else? More framing pieces, and a few little plastic pieces in there too. So that would make the box up, which you'll get for 1 month. And looking at the magazines, we'll go through these real quick too. So 32. Battle again, we're going through, like, it's not just Millennium Falcon stuff, it's basically Star Wars universe. So obviously talking about Battle of Geonosis here, talking about sublight drives, and here the instructions, and we're basically putting the thrust vector plates assembly. That's it for part 32. On to 33, TIE interceptor. I'm going to hold this kind of angle so you don't get the glare, I guess. Talking about some TIE fighter stuff, shield generators. There's a ton of information in these things. Now, I must admit, I've not sat down and read them all, but at some point I need to, on a quiet Sunday, read some of this. Next parts, and we're going to work on the frame. We're working on the bottom of the frame still. So you see we're almost completing it, that part. We're adding 39, 40, and 41 pieces, part numbers. And it gives you this plastic thing, which we had early on. I'm not sure why you really need it. I've put my panels together. Let me walk across here and grab where we're at and show you. I just think it's a waste of plastic. You don't really need it at all to assemble it. I didn't personally, but there we go. That's how we're looking. You see, I've gone ahead and put the panels on as we've gone. And yeah, no issues at all. So again, building this frame up, and then we're doing thrust vector plate assembly. Going on to 34. Chopper. Refueling. And next parts, we're going to be doing the more thrust vector plate assembly stuff. Pressure stabilizer assembly, should I say. That's it for that one. On to 35. Enter class destroyer. There's a nice Star Wars Lego set of that one. Oh. And moving on to more information here. Docking facilities. And the parts, we're going to be doing the lower frame still. And basically that part right here. If you've been following these videos, you know it's pretty standard. I mean, we've put so many of these panels together now. It's pretty straightforward. And finally, for this box 36, we are on to Arc 170 Starfighter. Concussion missiles. Interesting. And we are assembling the bottom frames. And that is it. Working on the framing still. So as you can see, quite a lot get going on that one. And if I broke it up to individual parts, we have 2 more boxes. This video will be hours long. So I'm going to go ahead and put all those 5 parts together and come back and kind of show you where we're at and talk through any issues I may have had. So about 30 minutes work and we're done with that box. The first few parts was really pretty simple, just gluing these on each. These 2 pieces glued together and they just fit in the slot. 2 of those. It's got 2 left over, and again just gluing these in. Now on, see which one it is here. One slightly shorter than the other. Oh, on this one here, no, this center one's shorter than the other 4. That's all really to watch out for. So that's pretty straightforward. Building the frame up, no problem at all. On this one, same as we've always done. Now, a quick tip: sometimes you look at the instructions on a paper, it looks like it's kind of facing that way. But how I figured out which way it goes is the part number, which you see printed on the metal there, is always facing you, and that's where the screws and the plates go. So as long as the part numbers are facing you as you screw down, that helps you get the right alignment there. So that part's done. And the big boy, which not really going to fit on camera, but we've done another. Which side did we do? Oh, we did this bit here, and one of these we put on already. And if I zoom, I don't know how far I can zoom out, but you get an idea of the size of this. And obviously, this is going to fit in there. All right, so knocking stuff around here. So that's the first box. Second box time, so let me move this stuff out of the way. Camera. I think we're done with those. Take that out of the way. Zoom back in again. And I will run through the 5 packs we have. So we have, make sure they're in order here. We have 37. Which looks like we have a little bit of lights and electrics going on in here. More framework, another plastic panel. 38. Small bag. So some metal pins, some metal there, some framing parts, and some more plastic panels. 39. We have a motor. I think that might be to spin the radar, maybe. The radar dish. And that's basically it. Wire. Pretty straightforward for 39. 40, we have more of this simulated battle damage, which doesn't look great, does it? But again, we'll paint this and whatever it make it look a lot nicer than it does. We have a clear part there, and we have some more screws and some more detailed parts on the sprue here. Some clear parts there. And 41, more wires. So we're really getting to electrics in this section. Looks like we have a adhesive instrument panel stick on somewhere, and we have some more plastic parts. All right, now the magazines. 37. We got the Cloud City car or ship, whatever it is. Boarding ramps. And we are working on the bottom frame, so we're going to assemble more frameage. And we're going to detail whole panel BP28. So quite a lot in that one. Part 37. 38. Sentinel class landing craft. It's like a sand trooper. And we're going to fit the ramp lights. Oh, cool. So we got the ramp and some lights we can put in. Preparing the ramp. Assembling the hinge using thread lock. Interesting. I actually have some of this from Word in my motorcycle recently, so just bought some of that. And top tip, Harbor Freight, $2.99 for semi-permanent thread lock, whereas the actual Loctite stuff's like $6-7. So you have a Harbor Freight $2.99 for Loctite blue. Again, working my motorcycle the past couple of weeks, I'm fully aware of this. And then, interesting, we actually have the instructions, and then we go to some more information behind it about a repulsor lift, which normally we end with the instructions. So the format's a little bit different in this magazine for some reason. 39. We have the Ghost from Rebels. Nope, skipping some pages. Cargo handling. You know what? Let me zoom in. There we go. Zoom in a little bit out so you can see better. Next parts, we are going to assemble the actuators, fitting the pivots, attaching the ramp, and installing the ramp motor. So okay, so it looks like the ramp goes up and down. Fixing the hydraulic actuators. Very cool. On to 40. General Grievous. Combat techniques, dogfighting. Next parts. And we are working on the subframe. And that is it. And finally, for this box, again, we have one more box off this. 41. We have the ETA-2 Actis class interceptor. This is Anakin Skywalker. The YT-1300 1300 fuel system. And the parts, we are working on the control platform and the turret well. Now, this is a part here where I'm not going to do it in this video, but you see that, and for us model makers, that's really a challenge there to go ahead and really scratch build and detail paint that one and make it look nicer than it is from the grey plastic. But that's what you get in the kit, at least. You do get the stickers that go on the side of the panels, and that's what you're going to see when you look down there into the turret there. Turret well. So that wraps up this second box. So it looks like a lot of stuff there. So a lot of electrical stuff, which I haven't done for a while. So I'm going to get ahead and get this all put together, and we'll come back and then we'll see how we're doing and then do the final box. Okay, so this second box was a lot of work, man. It was probably 2-3 hours worth of work. So last thing we did was the turret here. There's an LED light in here, so it will light up a little bit. Now, it's very fiddly to put this stuff together. See it in light there. And how it kind of shows you do it, you build this, and then you put this kind of seat and cockpit tub area kind of in there, and you screw from the bottom. That just fell apart. It was impossible. So how I did it, which I recommend, is one half, you slot this in, the seat and everything, this panel in here, screw it up, glue it, whatever, and then bring the other side in, close it up with that inside, and then glue around it. And that's what I did, and that was way easier. So that's the turret bit done. I'm going to put somewhere safe over here. And now the big boy, we have one completed frame for the lower side. And we did a lot of work around here on the ramp, which was tricky. So this is a ramp, and you can see we've got a motor here, which isn't for the radar, as I mentioned earlier. It's to lower the ramp up and down. We've got some actuators, the larger ones at the front, the smaller ones at the back, and a lot of work. So Firstly, the center here, I painted German gray. Per the instructions, paint it gray. So I just masked it up, painted it the center, the walkway for the ramp. I can't lower it because all the actuators are all attached and stuff. As I mentioned before, almost all these screws and these little kind of plates and stuff go facing you. However, these three, which go around this area here, go on the other side, so you can fit the actuator here on. If you do it on the upper side, it won't fit. So here, here, and here. The one at the front goes on the side, at the back here. They go on the other side before you put the panel on. So that's the top tip. And also, I got it wrong, but the actual like LED light goes on the other side, as you can see. I put it on top surface here, which was wrong. So it goes on the underside, and then just feed the cable through. Actually, the cable doesn't really fit through there, so I just put the LED light through, and then the cable behind it, which will get tied up somewhere along the build. So at some point, this thing's going to open and close with these actuators. I'm not sure how it's going to work. We will see. But very heavy, 1/2 of a Falcon. If I zoom way out, you get a better idea of what we've got going on here. See my shorts. So there we go. I'm going to put this over to the edge. It probably weighs almost, I'd say it probably weighs a good 6-8 pounds. So now we're going to work our way through the last box. Now, doing 3 boxes in one day is a lot of work here. I'm going to parts over, so it's definitely better doing it monthly, but obviously we're doing 3 months in one go here because they have back order parts. So let me go through here and get the parts we need. And we're going to start with 42 panels. I'm not sure exactly what that is. We'll find out later. And yeah, very more sprue piece on the sprue. That's 42, 43. More panels, tons of screws to put the panels on. More sprue detail stuff. 44. More, another LED light. And a really big panel. 45. Panels. And finally 46. We've got some white metal here for the laser cannon, should I say. Some screws and another one of these guys. We did the same thing on the other side, if you remember. And so there we go. That's 46 parts. Almost halfway through. 100 parts total. So quick look at the magazines. So I'm conscious this video is getting pretty long now, and I like to keep them kind of short. So actually we should go in order, right? So 42 first. The Millennium Falcon. Tractor beams. And looks like we have a thread cutting tap. Okay, we have a tool in this one, okay. We're going to paint the inside. I'm not going to go too crazy on that because, again, we're going to paint it later on. I will give it a quick spray just with German grey. So basically adding some detail, painting the inside. We've done that already early on in the build. With the other side. 43. Heavy cruiser, male. Balance. Malevolent. I can't even say that word. Going through here. Parts, we got the panels. Looks like we're going to test fit some stuff. Pin is tight, push home with a punch. Okay, so not too much on that one. Getting through to 44. Yeah, and I'm just flicking through super fast. Another turret. Okay. Actually, probably taking the okay, we're taking the turret we made in 41, and we're just attaching it here. Okay, bring the parts together, attaching it onto that one like that, I believe. 45. some more plates, cutting some sprues off, adding some greebles and some detail here. That's pretty much it for that one. And then finally, 46, where magic happens. We have the shield generators. And this stage involves fitting 24 panels, which were supplied between 9 and 42. Start by getting these together. So, as I mentioned earlier, I've started putting some of these panels on already, and they take quite a long time. I think it took me an hour and a half to get those on already before. So now we're putting the 42 panels on. Sorry, the panels from the 42 parts. And we can support the framework with some big bolts. And we're going to get going and adding the first quarter, complete the first half, preparing the engine bay. And by the time we're done, we're going to have one half completely done. Very cool. So a lot of action going on there. So again, I'm going to get working on this. It'll probably take me a few hours, and the power of editing will come right back, and we'll see the finished product. All right, so we're done. So built the second one, which came out obviously a lot cleaner and nicer than the first one, using my lessons learned. So built two of these. I'm going to show the main hull or the shell, whatever, in a minute. Firstly, I want to show you all the parts we have left over. So all this stuff we don't use. So yeah, all this left over. Plus we have all the interior as well. So we have quite a lot of stuff left over. Obviously we get to the halfway point. Now I'm going to switch the camera back to me so you can see the actual main body of the Falcon a lot bit easier. All right, so here we are. Roll back even so you can see it. Massive, really heavy. All the panels are on. A couple didn't want to go, and just took a sanding stick and sanded some of the tabs down a little bit so I could fit them in. A little brute force too, just push everything in. And there is an order to this too, because you see there's lips, so you've got to kind of get them under the lip before you secure it all down so it all kind of lines up. But there we go. We'll mention too, all this back stuff here. Plastic glue didn't really work very well, just fell off. So super glued all of these in the back. And it's getting a little fragile too now as well. And then there's the ramp we've built. So that's the inside, and obviously lower, that's the outside, and it is massive. So that is it. So thank you for watching. As always, please subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll be back next month for the next box. So yeah, there we go. Have a good one. Catch you later. Bye.